We have Tokunbo Oyetunji, our right senior correspondent at the airport. Tokunbo, good afternoon and welcome to Newsday.
Thank you, Aaron and Tope. Good to see you guys there in the studio.
All right, Tokunbo, I can see the entrance to MM2 there. It's actually blocked, literally. Cars are not moving. Talk to us about this at the moment.
I mean, you're very familiar with the MMA2. This is the entrance to that local airport. But today, the abnormal is what is going on. I mean, this is the farthest you can go if you want to access the airport, meaning that there are no activities allowed in here because of the strike by the NLC and the TUC over the minimum wage protest. I mean, members of the aviation unions, different unions in the aviation sector are just under the tent right in front of all these vehicles that are lined up behind me, ensuring that the gates have remained under lock and key all day, preventing passengers, workers, airline workers, any other individual or group that that have got anything to do with aviation operation in Nigeria. None of them is allowed into the MMA2 since daybreak today, and the same thing is the same situation is happening at the General Aviation Terminal, not too far away from where we are standing. That's Terminal 1, as it's usually referred to by many. Some of the aviation union leaders have equally moved over there to ensure that no activity is allowed to go on there because of this strike here today. So the effect of that is many people who actually have been out to embark on their journey to different parts of Nigeria from Lagos have not been able to. And if you just look by my side there, my cameraman is just panning there now, you can see some of the stranded passengers hanging all around under the tree or any other place where they can find a place to just rest their legs. So that's the situation here, Aaron. And we're told by the union leaders that for now, for today, the restriction will be just at the local airports. But from tomorrow, they will move down to the international airport to ensure that no flights comes into Nigeria and no flight actually depart from this airport in Ikeja, Lagos.
Well, Tokunbo, I'm wondering, if you've had a chance to speak with any of the passengers that are being affected by this strike. I can see that, they are still loitering around the airport. So is it that some of them still believe that probably they will still be able to fly out of Lagos today?
You are right, Tope. We've been interacting with some of the passengers. Excuse me, please. Though some of them would not want to talk to us on camera, but we interacted with them off camera. There was a particular passenger, a male, who told me he stays in Ogba. Ogba, if you know Lagos very well, Ogba is just not too far away from here. But he said he moved in here for a 3 o'clock flight. He came in at about 12:31, thinking he'll be able to board his flight to Uyo, where he was supposed to be flying to. But unfortunately, he met this situation here. But to him, he still believes that something will give eventually at the end of the day, and he may be able to still fly out of Lagos. I asked him if he had got any communication from the airline that he was to fly with. He said no, but as far as he's concerned, there is still some kind of hope that probably these union leaders here will have a change of mind sometime later in the day, and the airline can call them to start boarding and depart for the Uyo destination that he's going.
All right, Tokunbo, as it stands right now, of course, I even saw I sighted the Arise vehicle there, and we could also sight the tents there. At the moment, how are those workers feeling about this strike? Because it has polarized the nation in terms of some are insisting that they are on the right path, talking about labor, while some are insisting that it's a little bit outlandish, talking about the demands that Labour has actually put on the table?
If I get you right, you're talking about the labor unions.
Now, I'm even talking about the workers themselves. The workers themselves. Have you spoken to any of them? How are they feeling about this particular strike?
I've interacted with quite a number of people here, including those agents who handle passengers, who do some kind of transaction or the other here at the airport. There's a particular one who actually spoke with us and said, well, though he believed that what the unions are fighting for is for the good of everybody, but at the same time he lamented the fact that his passenger, who he said is not based in Lagos, is supposed to be flying out of Lagos by 2 p.m. But unfortunately, with the situation here, nothing like that can happen. So he's so confused that he doesn't even know what to do. So he told me that what he was concerned about was how to actually try and sort out the passenger and see where he can arrange for him to actually have some time and cool off, to know what the next line of action will be, since according to him too, there had not been any communication from the airline that his passenger was supposed to be boarding. He was also lamenting the fact that, a situation like this will be affecting his pocket, because he doesn't know how, if he will have to return or refund the money that the passenger had already paid him, and some other passengers that he should have been been able to handle all day. He's not been able to do that. So he's lamenting his loss, he's lamenting his financial loss, though at the same time he expressed support for the labor unions, because he thinks what they are doing is for the benefit of all workers in Nigeria. So that's an opinion like that represents what some of the workers here are actually feeling about what is going on here, though they are unable to access their offices to actually carry out their normal activities. It's a Monday, which you know how prepared people are after the weekend relaxation to actually resume their duties on Monday. But here they came this morning to meet this the gates to the entrance into the airport to that host many offices under lock and key. So they may not be, some of them may not be actually be too pleased with it, but at the same time they have some kind of a feeling of support for the labor unions, hoping that there will be some kind of agreement between the unions and the government on what they regard as a agreeable national minimum wage that can take the worker home.
Well, Tokunbo, I'm just wondering what the consequences of Labour's action would be if indeed they keep to their promise to target the international wing of the Murtala Mohammed Airport tomorrow. Do you see this happening? What will be the consequences?
Tokwe, your guess is as good as mine. This is an industry that is just actually trying to still fully recover from all the issues of the immediate past years. Talking about COVID-19 and several other issues, some other domestic issues that that have plagued the aviation industry in Nigeria. The industry is still trying to recover, and we've listened to many stakeholders in the industry, the government, the airline operators, and agencies, talk about efforts being put in place to actually make sure that they shake off the consequences of those bad years, the COVID-19 years, and those other issues that I just mentioned. I can't quantify it now, because I put the question to one of the labor leaders, that actually spoke with here. He told me they equally realize that, and they are not. It's not that they are not aware of that fact, but it is what it is. They have to really fight for what they believe is their right, which is a national minimum wage that can take them home, because as far as they are concerned, the Nigerian worker is actually suffering, in so many areas because of the high cost of living and the situation of the economy in Nigeria these days. So they are aware that this will have some kind of huge consequences on the economy, but at the same time, they've told us that they have to actually go on. And they said they actually did not want to do this but because they were unable to agree with the authorities. And like one of them put it, that a strike action like this is the language that the authorities in Nigeria understand, and that is why they are embarking on it. So we can only wait and watch and hope that the efforts being made by the authorities will actually come in handy to actually stop this, so that we don't see this extend beyond what we're having today, so that the action can be called off as soon as possible, so that the industry does not suffer too much of negative consequences.
All right. Tokunbo, I want to say many thanks to you for bringing us up to speed with what is happening live there at the Murtala Mohammed local airport, there, MM2, to be very precise.